thank you so much for joining me. My name is Shelby Del Franco, and on today's video I wanted to try something a little bit different. So I wanted to do a little cooking video for you guys in my Airbnb here in Jerusalem. I'm gonna be making one of my all-time favorites. It's called Schnitzel. I don't know if you guys know about it, but it's this really delicious breaded chicken breast with mashed potato, and I really hope you guys like it. So hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see some more cool videos. So first I'm gonna be starting with mashed potatoes because it's essential for every good schnitzel. For the mashed potato, I'm gonna be using some white potatoes. There's like red potatoes and white potatoes. The red one is usually good for French fries, but the white ones are perfect for mash. So I'm gonna add some cold water. Don't worry about peeling them, you can do that later. And I think we're gonna give it like about 45 minutes to simmer. So I got some chicken breast from the store because schnitzel is such a basic dish in the Israeli culture. They literally flatten it for you in the deli if you ask them to, but I'm gonna show you how to do it. So the most important thing about making a good schnitzel is the fact that you want the meat like really nice and thin. So to flatten the meat, you probably want to use a hammer. You don't have a hammer or a rolling pin, so I'm just gonna use a cup to demonstrate. Should I? I don't know. So I'm just gonna it kind of softens the meat when you pound it, and it makes it nice and thin. So once we bread the meat, it's gonna be super duper crispy on the outside and really nice and juicy on the inside. After we're done flattening our meat, we are going to dip the meat in a batter. So we're gonna do dry, wet, and then dry batter, but it's a pretty common concept. We're gonna be using flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. And I'm just gonna add a little pizzazz to it, my personal thing. So for the flour, I'm just gonna put regular flour. Like I mentioned earlier, I like to give my own personal kick. I'm gonna use a little bit of chili pepper to the mix. 2 to 3 cups of flour and 1 to 2 teaspoons of chili, depends how spicy you like it. So I like it spicy. So for the batter, I'm gonna use regular flour. You can use whole wheat flour, whichever flour you like, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm gonna use a mix of eggs. So I got some eggs from the supermarket.
Nice.
We found eggs, ladies and gentlemen. It happened. Even in the crisis of the corona. And then last but not least, I'm gonna be using breadcrumbs to make it really crispy on the outside. You can use any spice you want, to be honest, as long as it's dry. Okay. So the most important thing is to mix it so the flavor spreads out throughout the schnitzel when you make it. Now we're gonna move to the wet mix. I need a little bit more stability, so I'm using the big boxy thingy, whatever. And for the wet mix, we're gonna be using eggs. My special little secret, mustard, but it's still gonna do the job. Milk, 5 eggs, and then we're gonna whisk it. So just remember, everything has to be really well mixed. healthy and you don't want to deep fry it in oil, I would suggest, like, first of all, deep frying is not necessarily the worst thing to do, as long as the oil is hot when you put whatever you're frying in it, and then you observe it with some really nice paper towel afterwards, so all the excess oil comes out. If that's not healthy enough for you, you could also bake it in the oven. That's another option, but I'm gonna deep fry it because that's how I like to do it. A deep or a shallow kind of like pot, filling it with my oil, and yeah, we're gonna be using a lot of oil. Just cover it up and let it warm up. Basic thing that you need would be flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs. If you don't have all the extra stuff, really the basic thing to do it, I'm gonna add the full recipe in the description down below in the link, so you can all check it out and try it for yourself. Fry that shit. You take a wooden spoon and you dip it in the oil, and if you see bubbles come around the spoon, that means the oil is hot. That means we're ready to roll.
Are we?
So let's do this. We have 3 different stations. Our flour, dry, wet, eggs, and dry again, breadcrumbs. What you're gonna be doing is taking a chicken breast, dipping it in the flour, like that, like so. And now, then you're gonna dip it in the egg, like that. Again, in the dry breadcrumb mix. It's gonna get really messy in here. Once we're done dipping it in all the mixes, we're gonna throw it in the hot oil, like that. And you're just gonna let it go for 5 minutes. Flip it over and let it cook for another 5 minutes, and then take it out. 3 pounds of chicken to cook here for the neighborhood. The good people of Jerusalem are waiting for my chicken right now, so I'm gonna keep doing that, and we'll come back later with the results so you guys can see what happened. I never got so many like amazing reviews about my food before, so thank you for the compliment and for liking my food. It really inspired me making this video. We don't really have anything better to do anyways because we're in quarantine. It's a heart shape. Love you guys.
Cute.
Made with love. Once everything is melted and it starts to bubble like that,
Yeah.
slowly add the potatoes. And you turn off the heat. Once everything is mashed, you would know if you want to add more cream. Better to use less in the beginning than more, because if you use too much cream and too much butter in the beginning, it's gonna get just too soggy and too runny for a mashed potato. Once you're done, add a little salt, potatoes, and cream. Usually like salt. And then taste it. So my phone is haunted or something. Go ahead. Now we are good to go. So take a schnitzel, put it on a plate, take a bunch of mashed potato, scoop it on top. And if you want a salad, you have room for salad. Last but not least, squeeze a bunch of lemon on it. We got this lemon from the street in Jerusalem. They freaking grow here everywhere apparently. So I didn't even have to go to the grocery store to get that lemon. And now we're gonna squeeze it. And now you dig in.
You look like you're salivating. How is it? I just gotta say that Shelly makes the best schnitzels in the world, and Shelly is a chef. Actually, she is a renowned chef. She has what, like, how many years did you work in the restaurateur business? 10?
10.
You have what? A decade? A straight up decade? A 5 and a 5?
Yeah.
High five. Thank you. We love you.
And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some cool videos like that. And leave me a comment if you did try, if you want to try, if you have any questions about this whole process. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. And again, my name is Shelby Franco and I approve this message.